ain't the same guy when I was 14. I was trying out for the ball team. High school crush was ignoring me. Oh yeah, now she me. Now I'm on the road. Shorties on my shores. Saying I'm about to. I'ma talk cause I ain't finished yet. True be told, yeah, I been a man. Still gon' love me when the fan. Are you? Oh really now? Aight man, let's get it then. I got what you want, what you need. You know I'm on my way. Baby, come ride with me. This is not a drill. I gotta keep it real. You could get what you.
The first round of the NBA playoffs continues as we get ready for Game 2 on EA Sports. We're at Little Caesars Arena. Tonight, the Detroit Pistons taking on the Miami Heat. Alongside Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Pistons as they enter play. They were winners in Game 1. That's critical to get that first one in a 5-game series.
And the important thing to remember here is that this is not a 7-game series. We're only going 5. So you've got to bring it each and every night and play like your season depends on it.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Jimmy Butler able to recover with the block. Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
To Butler. Pass stolen by Detroit.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
To Rose. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Derrick Rose trying to cash in on the 3-point play. For his career, 82%. To Butler. Fires the 3. His first effort off the mark. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Derrick Rose at the line for 2 shots. He struggled so far. Oops, he missed the first one. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Butler to bring it up. Down a point. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Rose on the drive, but it won't go down.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Short jumper stays out.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Derrick Rose, 2 of 4 now.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Beyond the arc for 3. Man, that was a tough shot.
You know what I love about this kid, Ed? His eyes never once wandered to where the defender was. They stayed fixated right on his target, the basket. That's why he's a prolific shooter.
Myers Leonard pins it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Trying to cash in. That's no good.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
To Waiters. Dion Waiters missed his first. That one goes.
The reality is no one can guard a player at his level one-on-one. The help defense needs to be shown, and he needs to see a series of obstacles instead of just one individual.
Kennard. Griffin swats it. Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. It's Detroit's ball. Rose to Griffin. Scores from the post. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start. Miami's got it. Butler. Count the basket inside.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Rose into the front court, trailing by 4. Knocks it down off the step back.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Fires the 3. The hot shooting continues. He's got 12 in the first quarter, including that trifecta.
And Ed, did you see how quick his release was? There was no wasted motion from the waist up.
Rose to Griffin. Knocked loose. He'd come up with it. Lays it up and in.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Going to launch beyond the arc. He engulfed him that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Stuffs it down with authority. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Butler. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Lets it fly from long range. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
It's good, and one.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Blake Griffin at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 68%. And he missed the free throw. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
To Randolph. Off the assist.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Jackson with it. They're down 3. To Luke Kennard. To Jackson. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. From the painted area, won't go down. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Jackson with it. 5-point game. Zach Randolph tips it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Knocks it down from mid-range. Pistons ball here. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
The big fella, Zach Randolph. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jackson with it. They trail by 7. To Griffin. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Butler. And the finish. Slam dunk.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Miami with the basketball. Butler. Surveys the floor. To Butler. Has a chance. Butler with a shot. No good.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Kennard to Griffin. Bam Adebayo sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Jimmy Butler trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. One free throw, count it. It's a three-point play, and the lead up to 8. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Jackson to Griffin. Nothing going here on that drive. And the 2 for Blake Griffin.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Butler into the front court. Up by 6. Nice finish at the rim.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
To Griffin. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Nice pass to set things up. Slam dunk, Alonzo Trier.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Pistons have it. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Trey Burke knocks down the three-pointer.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
James Johnson rejects it. And this will be out of bounds off of Butler. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Griffin. And scores.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Here comes the screen to Butler. Andre Drummond with a piece.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
From long range. Oh, that's how it's done.
When a rookie starts to believe that he not only can play, but more importantly, he belongs, nights like this become more and more common.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Deep three at the buzzer. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in game number 2. Jay and I are back after this. It's the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. The possession in favor of Detroit. Sizing up the defense. Takes stock of the floor. To Alonzo Trier. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's good D. Shot no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
No good. No daylight. Great defense.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
To Alonzo Trier. Screen coming. Waiters against the former MVP. Shot from the lane won't go. Rose into the front court, trailing by 10. Jackson to Rose. And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. Nope. First one does not go. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Burke with it. It's a 9-point lead. Gets it in the left corner. Dion Waiters. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Myers Leonard at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 82%. Missed the foul shot. It's Detroit's ball. Dion Waiters with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Whoa, what a finish.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Rose into the front court. Trailing by 15. Jackson to Rose. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. Jackson missed it. That is great vision to set it up. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter. But still, keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Luke Kennard trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. And he can't convert the free throw. Oh, he got there.
That's great hustle getting back on D.
Goes reverse to lay it in.
This is a statement game for this unit. This defense has generated a lot of easy offense. And the one thing we know in the league, easy offense is hard to come by.
Jackson. Kelly Olynyk snatching it out of the air. Out of bounds, last touch by the Pistons. Burke with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Rose to Reggie Jackson. Add 2 points to the board.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
It's the Heat with the possession. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
He's most definitely got the hot hand behind the three-point arc. Anytime your first-round pick is shooting like this, your GMs and owners just sit back and smile.
From the outside, no good. Flushes it home.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Just not going down.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Jackson with it. Down a bundle to Rose. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Rose. Pass stolen by Miami.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
And scores. Strong take.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Jackson with it. Looking to make something happen. To Rose. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Short jumper won't go down. To Rose. Derrick Rose slams it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finishing. It's all business.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Jackson. Almost. Unlucky bounce. He gets it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as a difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive. But when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
And count the basket inside.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
For 3. Off the iron. No good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Jackson with it. His guys stuffs it down with authority.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. And scores on a nifty dance to the basket.
It has been. The passing has been great, but the precision of the passing has been next level. Every pass has been delivered right in the pocket, ready for the player to either shoot or dunk the ball.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
When you're outmatched talent-wise, you cannot get outworked. Get that ball back.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Trey Burke at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. 3 for 3 in this first half.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
It's a big finish.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Rose's shot no good. And the finish at the rim.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Rose to Griffin. To Drummond. Deep right corner. Here's a chance from long range. Working hard on the glass. Rises for the slam. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Rose. The drive, right, the crossover, gets inside, and the slam dunk.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Butler doesn't even see the defender, buries the shot.
Confidence is such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Even if your perceived abilities prohibit it, you've got to be you.
Rose to Griffin. And abuses the rim. Big finish for Andre Drummond. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Butler fires the three, buries the wide open three. That's too easy.
He showed that he had great chemistry with his teammates on that shot. Keep getting him good looks, and the one will just keep scoring.
To Luke Kennard. Here comes the screen. Luke Kennard against Leonard. Gets a look. Can't hit. Butler is good.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot